Hello, NBC, and let's talk about Chapter 5, Clinical Use of the Electronic Health Record. So that's what we're going to be doing slides on today. I want to get through the slides. This is going to be a two-part slide video. You'll have one for today, and then we'll do a different one the next day. But after I get through the slides, we're going to actually go to the simulation playground together and kind of look at some of the things that they're talking about in our slides. So without further ado, let's go ahead and share our screen, or I'm going to share my screen rather. Okay, documenting remote patient provider encounters. So this is a statement that I want you to write down, and I want you to remember it as like your slogan, your key phrase, your mantra. It is, if it has not been documented, it never happened. If someone's asking you to build something or to code something, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. So throughout this, I may be sending out little questions that say, what's this medical slogan? What is, if it's not documented, what? And so you're going to be expected to remember that. And I know that it sounds like an easy thing to remember and seems easy enough, but I want you guys to really commit that to memory and really think about what that means. If it hasn't been documented, it never happened. Okay. The EHR documentation helps the provider achieve a high standard of care. Documentation is the most important responsibility of all members of the medical staff. It makes diagnosis and treatment more efficient. I'm sorry, guys, this is where I need to be. Please forgive me. This is our slide. It promotes patient safety and reduces medical errors. It serves as a risk management function by providing evidence of communication. It provides evidence of care delivery. Its proper documentation in the EHR allows related items such as health history, progress notes, patient letters, and patient instructions to be linked. So let's talk about voice recognition. Speech recognition capability is available as an add-on to many EHR systems. So this may not be even something that your doctor allows, but we're going to talk a little bit about it just in case. So voice recognition allows the user to work hands-free. It eliminates the problem of misplaced or misfiled patient notes. It decreases the rate of transcription mistakes. It lowers the cost of transcription, reduces the amount of time necessary to complete documentation, because you guys know we can talk quicker than we can type or write down, huh? And increases the overall quality of patient care. Documenting remote patient provider encounters. Physicians must document all prescription refills called in or emailed to the pharmacies in response to the patient's phone request. So here are some examples of some telephone documentation: medication refills, sick calls, and patient treatment questions. Telehealth and e-visits or web visits are online consultations. They can be used to monitor chronic disease, cannot be used for new patients. You must remain HIPAA compliant on the online connection. The visit still must be documented even though it is on the web. And it has to have a defined time period. So let's talk about clinical documentation in the patient record. Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop my share real quick and go into a different share because I want to share. Oh, sorry, guys. Here, let's do that. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Okay, I tell you what. Let's get through the slides and then I'll go back in and show you. So let's do that because it's not going to let me share something different right now. So clinical documentation in the patient record. Every patient visit must be documented as evidence of care. If it's not documented, it did not happen. In the SIM chart for the medical office, the patient visit is called an encounter. Clinical staff members record patient's height, weight, patient's vital signs, blood pressure, temperature, pulse, and respiration rate. I want you to understand that you are administrative staff, not clinical staff, unless you've been cross-trained. You need to make sure that you're staying in your scope of practice when you start your job at your facility, and that you're going to look at your job description and make sure that you're qualified for everything that they've asked you to do. Now, if they want to cross-train you on vital signs and things like that, that's fine, but you will need extra training for that. So the patient encounter, there are 8 types of patient encounters: annual examination, comprehensive visit, follow-up established visit, new patient visit, urgent visit, wellness examination, 6-month visit, and phone encounter. And we are going to actually take a look at those as soon as we're done with our slides. So each patient should be asked to verify his or her allergies at the start of each visit or encounter, before medication is administered or other treatment is given, and before any medical procedures are performed. So in allergies, you can document environmental allergies, seasonal allergies, contact allergies, and food allergies. It needs to be verified at every visit, and you need to document corresponding reactions. Guys, allergies are so important because they're life or death for some people. Documenting the patient history. You're going to use the record drop-down box to add new history items. Female patient histories will include pregnancy tab. Male patients' histories will not. You're going to learn about this in figure 5 or in exercise 5.3 and 5.4 of your textbook. Chief complaint. Only one chief complaint can be entered for each encounter. The chief complaint should be recorded using the patient's own words. Let's talk about acute conditions and chronic conditions for just a moment. Acute conditions occur suddenly and are usually severe but brief in duration. Chronic conditions are those that persist over a long time or are recurrent. You're going to be learning about the chief complaint in exercise 5.5. So don't worry, you're going to come back around to that. Let's talk about HPI, history of present illness. As part of the HPI, the severity of the patient's condition will be assessed. You're going to be doing symptoms, duration, timing, modifying factors, and associated signs and symptoms. So let's talk about the pain scale. You guys, we've all seen the pain scale at the doctor's office and in the hospital. And it has all the little smiley faces and it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what your pain scale is. The patient is asked to qualify his or her pain on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst. This again is based on the patient's words. just like the chief complaint, and can be broken down to better determine how uncomfortable the patient is. The fifth vital sign describes quality of pain on a scale of 1 to 10. So let's talk about medications. So on table 5.1, which I will give you the page number 2. Give me one moment. I am sorry. I did not have that prepared for you. It's on page 95. You're going to find a common medication prescribing abbreviation list. So that's there for your review. Okay, patients may be on medications from more than one provider. It is vital to keep the medication record current and record reasons for discontinuing medications. You're going to be learning about this on EHR exercise 5.6 and 5.7. So immunization history. A tetanus vaccine should be given every 10 years or less for those with open wound sites. The EHR can keep a running record of these vaccinations and is thus a good tool for tracking a patient's immunization history. So you're going to document both childhood and adult immunizations. And the EHR is a good tool for tracking immunization history and when new immunizations are due. So let's talk about immunization documentation. You're going to give the name of the immunization, the date given, the name of the person administering the immunization, the date immunization is updated if that's necessary, the route, the site, the manufacturer, the type, the expiration date, the lot number, and reactions, if any. That's a lot of documentation just for immunizations, but there are prompts to ask you those questions so that you don't forget anything. So we're going to actually stop right here. And I am actually going to see if I can't possibly get it to allow me to do something separate. Stop. Y'all just bear with me. I'm sorry. This is not what we want either. Okay, so let's see if that did it. It did not. All right, let's do it from this way. There we go. I've got it now. She can do it. Okay, so this should look familiar. This is it sharing? Hang on. Guys, I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. Now you should be able to see it. Now we just came through the front office part of your EHR. We're moving into clinical care. So this is what your clinical care should look like. And you're going to have lists of patients. So today we're picking Celia Tapia. And you can actually see a picture of that on page 88. So we're going to choose her. We're selecting her. And this is our patient's dashboard. If you look to the left, it says it's the info panel, patient dashboard, office visit, phone encounter, and diagnostic and lab results. So let's just go into phone encounter. So if you have a phone encounter, you need to make sure that the information, your record, date, and time are correct, the caller, who's the provider, and then you're going to just put the patient's. Let's see. Let's just put Celia Tapia. And she is not feeling well enough to come in today. She will reschedule. period. And you're going to save. Okay? So that was our phone encounter. Let's go to our office visit. Okay, so we talked about the different types of office visits. So what kind of office visit do we want to do? And I know that here it's giving you Susanna Ling as a new patient on EHR exercise 5.1, but we're just playing around right now and just exploring. Let's do a wellness exam. And let's say provider is going to be Julie Walden, and we're going to save. See here, here's our allergies, our chief complaint, our health history, immunizations, medications, other entry, patient education, preventative services, problem list, progress note, and vital signs. And we're going to be speaking about vital signs in part 2 of our lecture video. But I wanted to show you guys where these things were found. So let's go back. Let's see if we can go back. Let's go back to front office. Well, let's go back into clinical care. And of course, it's giving us let's see if we can't find a patient. Here we go. Let's do Mr. Tran. Let's just pick him just for your patient dashboard comes up. It's an office visit. And you can go back and look at the office visits he's already had. Let's expand him back. So we want to add a new. And then we're going to say, let's see, urgent visit to Dr. Burke, save. And then it's going to make us tell us why. His chief complaint. Let's click on chief complaint. So you're going to give the chief complaint in the patient's own words, and then you'll save that information. And then here's some things general. He has fever, chills, sweats, fatigue, vision changes, dizziness, earache, blurred vision, ringing. And then it's all these things that you can, let's do palpitations. And then you're going to save. But you're going to write in patient feels, and I can't even spell today, sorry. Feels terrible. Was exposed to COVID 2 days ago. So that's the chief complaint. We filled in this. Now we're going to save it. So if you look at the encounter type, office visit, urgent visit, chief complaint, it's right here. You click on it, you can go right back into it. And that's all in our patient dashboard. So you can see what we just did, office visit, urgent. If he calls and he says, I can't come, I'm feeling too bad, then you're going to go into your phone encounter. And let's look at our diagnostic and lab results. We can click into there and we need to add something. And then you're going to add the date, select the type, cardiology, and then you're going to put in the notes. Or if you need to upload a file, you would choose the file. I really think that this SIMS charting and being able to get into the EHR simulation is absolutely interesting and fun. There's so many different things you can do, and I just thought we would play on it together a little bit. But I hope that you enjoyed Chapter 5, Lecture Part 1, and we'll be doing Part 2 tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.